There are so many things that have been done on the economy. One of the things in the area of making sure that we look at the issue of mini-meal. Number one, we have enhanced production at Eagle Meeting, a company that was created by the PF government, but they did not give it the necessary equipment. The equipments that the PF had, they put them at Edgar Lungu's house, where they were producing a mini-meal which had a face of Edgar Lungu. And that mini-meal was only released during time for by-elections. But what are we doing now? We have bought more hammer mills. Eagle Meeting, courtesy of ZNS, is competing with the private sector. When you go in ShopRite today, you find that mini-meal. That is in a bid to say that, look, any government that is serious to alleviating poverty in that country, they must take part in the production of their staple food. That's what we have done. Zambia now is producing fertilizer locally. For 7 good years, our friends failed to produce fertilizer locally. We were buying fertilizer from Turkey. We were buying fertilizer from Saudi Arabia. But right now, we have got a fertilizer plants that have been put forward. One of the things that we have done is we've restructured debt, which our friends failed to restructure. Debt has been restructured for this country. When you go at FRA today, you will not find the farmers queuing and sleeping at FRA depots. FRA has paid all the farmers. We have also increased the buying price of a 50 kg bag of maize. So farmers are selling maize at an attractive price to FRA. This means that farmers are going to be motivated to sell their maize to FRA, and FRA will give that maize to milling companies to produce mini-meal. We have suspended licenses for the export of mini-meal. Tent Kapembu Chinyanja, Bantu Wanvera. Issue number 1. The government wanashta revise minimum wage through Ministry of Labor. Which means that bela senza mashop, mamed, bamene basenza mwenye, kulira mulo, yamene nafakiwa, yamene ilengesa baja bantu musebenze lako kuti bayite bwanji bakuforese ndrama zambiri yamene tita na minimum wage, meaning masalaries ya mamed, masalaries ya wasenza kuma industries, masalaries ya wasenza mwenye apa peti kamba wa mabosses bane wafunika kuikirako chifuka chakuti kuri SI olo lamulo minimum wage 2023, which means that iwe ngati uzofora 800 wakuforesa 800 kuma industries. Today, government ikambati ufunuko fora 2 pin. Iyo ngatusenza kuma industries ufora 1.5. Government lero ikambati ufunuko fora 2 pin 8. So, ndiviti vinangu vamene tingaone kuti banzatu awa ba UPND basebenza. One of the examples ni nkani ya minimum wage. Because they are caring about you. Ba ma Chinese mashops bantu mwe basebenza benze kuvutika. Massive servant as we are speaking up. Wanawafakirako masalaries 10%. So, civil servant weneze kufora 4 pin, banamfakirako 10%, which means afora ndrama zambiti. 10% is 10% increment on a salary is better than the way we were previous. So what we are saying is that steps to improve the lives of the Zambian people are there, the workers are there. Number 2, I was trying to talk about the issue of education. A parent who is supposed to spend money to buy, to pay for school fees, that money they are using it to buy mini-meal. Right now, in the whole entire Southern Africa, do you know that it is only in Zambia where there is free education from grade 1 to university level? Zimbabwe, there is no free education.
And the people of Zambia still feel that, free education is not necessary when people are not even able to afford 3 meals a day. Let me
tell you why free education is necessary. Me as a parent, I've got 2 children. Okay? And these children, I'm supposed to be paying for them. Okay? That money that I was supposed to be paying towards my child's school fees, I'm using it to buy food at home. That is the ripple effect. Number 2, how do we make sure that the country is productive? We need to promote skills. What has the government done? In the whole entire Southern Africa, we are the only country that is providing skills training for free. If if you are a young person out there listening to me, I want to tell you that there's an opportunity for you to go at Lusaka Trades. When dosanga pamene ufuna ngati unonkala bricklayer, unonkala electrician, unonkala tailor, you just get the acceptance form wakakupasa, wenda ku constituency office kwa mene ulidi, baenda paja wande kudindirapo, the following time uenda wamba kupunzira for free. We want to make people self-sustaining. Imagine a person wamene azitungira vovala, atungira bantu vovala. That person, you would have empowered that person. That's what the government is doing in the area of uplifting the lives of the people. Whenever Chitika so far in the past 2 years cannot be compared to what our friends did in the past 7 years. Let me give you an example. Banza to our parents empower. Banangena za chema chaz by 5,000 in 7 years. If 2 years tangena za machaz by 40,000. Right now manese is wangena. Charo chane kuchoka kucharo kwako ibati tenzo yawo na majob advertisement. Vantu swenzo mupepa kuskozo pezika majob advertisements. But we in the past 2 years, every job advertisement for as long as near government uzaipeza ili mupepa. We are living in a country, comrade, where you don't have to be UPND for you to get a job. One of the reasons why President Hakainde Hichilema has been traveling to as many countries as possible is to woo investors who can come and invest in such areas like Senseri Mine. That is why I've always said, if it takes President Hakainde Hichilema to travel to as many countries as possible for the sake of bringing investment here in our country, let him do so.
And we still see the government bringing back old investors.
Yes, one of the things that have come out of the COP28 trip by President Hakainde Hichilema is investment that you see trickle down. Because we provided at Senseri Mine and at any illegal mine in a place, we do not find investors, we will have more of our young people being trapped. For as long as we don't have investors to invest in certain key sectors, young people will continue to complain about jobs. The idea that UPND is not helping young people and helping more youths is not true. Because in 2013, CDF was somewhere at 200,000 kwacha. But just in the past 2 years that we have been in power, we have increased CDF to 30 million. The impact of CDF in constituencies by adding it to 30 million, it's going to empower many young people. Right. 2015, let me give you an example. 2017, actually, I remember very well. You journalists, you covered this story where the PF government were buying desks from Zimbabwe. Okay? Desks for schools were being bought from Zimbabwe. Today, as we are speaking, there is no desk that is coming from Zimbabwe. Production of desks, blocks, and all those things are being done locally by young people. We are coming from a situation where we were in a failed state. We are trying to resuscitate this economy. And for me, the strides that have been made in 2 years must be appreciated because the mandate of UPND comrades is attached to a 5-year term. So we cannot be called failures because we've only been in power for 2 years. We are still going up until 2026.
And also the prices of fuel are continuously increasing on the market.
Let me give you an analogy of dollar and fuel relationship. We do not make the dollar. We do not make fuel. Okay? These are dependent on the international trade. These are dependent on what happens at the global market of oil and of minerals. Right now, there is a war in Russia and Ukraine. There is a war between Israel and Palestine. These international conflicts have affected the global fuel prices, not only in Zambia, but also in the US and in any country that does not produce fuel. We in Zambia here, we don't produce fuel. What has had an impact on these issues is you have seen the skyrocketing prices of fuel. But we as a new Dawn administration, we've not sat back and say, okay, because we do not produce fuel, what do we do? One of the things that we have done as UPND is that we have removed duty, custom duty on all fuel petroleum products. This means that those that are bringing fuel in Zambia, they are going to bring fuel in Zambia without being charged duty. This means that Zambia will become an attractive destination to people who will be supplying fuel. So the more we have many people wanting to come and supply Zambia fuel, the more fuel will be cheaper. The Zambian government has entered into a Angola Rubito oil deal. We will be having fuel coming direct from Angola. That is why the Tazama pipeline project has been brought to make sure that we reduce the price of fuel. There are certain things that we've done. For example, the Zambian government have removed the duty on solar products, which means that they are saying, in as much as fuel is high, let us promote people to bring solar products in the country without us charging them duty. So those are some of the achievements that we have done in this industry, in this government, and in the short space of 2 years, everyone who is well meaningful must appreciate, because we've inherited a country that was indebted, a country that was in debt. These guys, when they were in power, they were just borrowing indiscriminately,
right,
putting money in their pillows.
I'll ask you to give us your closing remarks.
Yes, last I want to say, these people should be the last people to talk about where the country is, because they put money in their pillows. They could give their nieces money, kufaka kupilo. They plundered the resources of this country. When you go in their houses today, they are no longer keeping puppies. They are keeping wild animals, zebras and impalas.
But isn't the job of the opposition to give checks and balances? That
demonstration must show you that the resources of this country were plundered. How were they plundered? Our friends do not respect the constitution. We as a government right now, we are fighting corruption. In the bid to fight corruption, we've recovered a lot of money from proceeds of crime.
Right.
The Zambian people must appreciate where we are going. It's not going to be easy, because we've inherited an economy that was broken down. We are just 2 years. 2 years. And we still have up to 2026 to go. When we reach in 2026, that is when the Zambian people will say, you have failed.
You do know that there hasn't been any tangible results with regards fighting corruption under your regime.
There is. Let me give you one example. The case of Faith Musonda. She rendered that money to the state, and that money went towards the open, the vulnerable. Let me give you another example in the fight against corruption. There are people right now that are in court. The former first lady, okay, she gave a niece $400,000 kufaka kubedi kupiro. The matter is in court. The former president's son, Darius Orungu, was found with 65 motor vehicles. The matter is in court. You and me, we must be happy that these matters are going in what? In court. Because it is through the court process that justice will be able to be dispensed for the people of this country.
Mr. Lukwanya, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you so much.